Good morning and welcome to Tuesday morning Zoom class where we're going to be finishing up our NCCT review for claims. So let's just get to it. Share my screen. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't we answer this one last week?
I think I remember it being 9A something.
Oh yeah, this could be something different. Okay, it says box 13 on the CMS 1500 form stating signature on file is allowing which of the following: primary policy holder, accept assignment, assignment of benefits, or information about third-party liability. Okay, give it a guess.
D.
D. All right.
Or B.
A.
So Sapphire, you want a B or D?
You give it B.
Lexi, read it and say what your guess is. We're going to go with B. Let's see what it says. Nope, it was assignment of benefits. And let's find out why. The patient's signature or the statement signature on file in this item authorized payments of medical bills to the physician or supplier. The patient or his or her authorized representative signs this item, for the signature must be on a file separately with the provider as an authorization. The reason I didn't get real technical with this is because I felt like, oh, I guess that, woo! I felt like it wasn't a lot of information. So box 13 on the CMS 1500 form stating signature on file is allowing which of the following: assignment of benefits. Okay, which of the following information will result in a rejected claim?
Say like Samsung Galaxy. They're not even popping up with them.
Which of the following information will result in a rejected claim if left off the CMS 1500 form? Date of inpatient stay, outside lab, amount due, or place of service?
Place of service.
Place of service.
The dates.
Well, it says specifically.
A, yeah.
Oh, inpatient.
A.
Well, since Dawn answered first, we're going to go with Dawn's answer.
Okay.
She's right. Place of service.
Okay.
Now, it's not that dates are not important, but they were very specific in what they were asking, like surgery dates. Well, what if they didn't have a surgery?
Yeah.
And it was just so you kind of have to read between the lines. Not only do they need to know when you did it, what you did, why you did it, but they have to know where. Whether it was a hospital, whether you did therapy at home, whether it was a telehealth, they have to know that information. So a rejection can happen if there is missing information or errors made on a claim. If the patient's name, date of birth, place of service, provider's NPI, which is his national provider information, CPT code, ICD-10 code, or date of service are missing, the claim will be rejected before it's even considered for payment, which I can understand. You guys, you were like, well, that was a date, right? But they added that surgery to the end of it. They were being a little tricky when they didn't need to be. So we're going to move to the next question. Which of the following data elements are required on a CMS 1500 form? Select 3.
Date of service. A.
E.
What did
And
we
D.
say?
E. The patient's date of birth.
Patient's date of
And
birth.
then the payer ID.
D.
No.
I heard somebody say D. So we're going to go with dates of service, payer ID, and patient's date of birth. Let's see. So it's date of service, the physician's billing address, and
Address.
patient's date of birth. So let's go back. Sorry, it takes me back to the question before. Okay, so what do we have to have? We have
A, B, and E.
A, B, and E.
okay, so why do you think it's important to have B?
So they can know where the bill,
To mail the payment or the bill. So
Right.
many things are electronic, but some are still snail mail. So they have to have that address. So we're going to submit. There are many elements that must be included on a CMS 1500 form. Some of these elements are patient demographics, such as the patient's name, date of birth, and address. The physician's demographics, such as the physician's name, NPI number, service location, and billing address. And the specifics of the service, such as the date of service, what codes we're going to use, the chief complaint, which is going to be really in your ICD-10 code. Now, when it gives you these questions, I don't want you to think, is that all they're saying that we need on a CMS 1500 form? No, they're asking you to choose. There are lots of other things that need to be on there. On a CMS 1500 form, which of the following fields does not have to be filled out for every patient? DOS, which is date of service, LMP, date of birth, or place of service. Okay. So do we need a date of service on our 1500 forms?
Yes.
Do we need a date of birth?
Yes.
Do we need a place of service?
Yes.
I have no idea what this stands for, but does it matter?
That's what it's say.
Last menstrual period. That's what that LMB stood for. So, but a lot of times you may not understand something, but I want you to go through and look at the answers and start pulling out what you don't think is right or what you know is right, and kind of work from there. So we do not need the last menstrual period on our CMS 1500 form. Which of the following steps are appropriate to reconcile the day's financial transactions? Okay, again, I know we haven't been through this, probably won't go through this, excuse me. We're going to use this as our learning tool here. Okay, so steps are appropriate to reconcile the day's financial transactions. So we are in our office and we need to put everything that we made in cash, credit card, all of those things, payments, we have to reconcile that. Okay, so we have to close out batches and add the balances. Post payments prior to bank deposit. Post copays after closing the batch. Issue receipts for all services rendered, and run an audit trail. So just thinking and pretending that that's where you are and that's what you're doing. Would you need to close out anything that you have open? Hang on just a minute, guys. Close out anything that you have open and add up your balances. So that means when Miss Smith came through, she gave you $20. When Miss Jones came through, she gave you $40. So you don't have an account open. You don't have Mrs. Jane's stuff in front of you. So you've closed out your batches and you add the balances. So would that seem like an appropriate thing to do to reconcile the financial transactions?
Yes.
Okay. Post payments prior to the bank deposit.
No.
Oh,
You wouldn't want to post payments before, Like you don't want to go into Mrs. Smith's account and post that she made a $20 payment before you go to the bank. What if you put
Oh,
$20
yes.
into that pile and you don't
Oh,
leave
yeah.
her? So we need to post payments prior to the bank deposit. Post co-pays after closing the batch.
No.
Mm-mm.
Issue receipts for all services rendered.
yeah.
Mm.
Do you need to give a
That's
receipt when somebody pays?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And run an audit trail. Audit trails are important. Let's make sure, because y'all know sometimes the real world and the book stuff, they don't meet, right? They don't match.
Right.
Right.
This is what I would say was right. Let's check. Nothing should be posted after the closing of the daily batch. So once you close out everything, there shouldn't be anything put in there for that day because you got your deposit ready. Anything that was left, you would just add it to the next day, right?
Okay.
Once the batches are closed, the balances are added to be sure of the calculations. Okay. Which of the following are required daily reconciliations in the physician's office? Select 3. Which of the following are required daily reconciliations in the physician's office? EOBs, patient payments, trial balances, AR days, and AR balance. So what is a reconciliation? Oh, let's look it up. What is a reconciliation in a medical office? Now, remember, I always put in a medical office because things are different when you're doing it in a medical office. Okay, let's try this one. Payment posting always plays a pivotal role in the revenue cycle. Payment posting encompasses recording payments, depositing funds, and reconciling these numbers. The efficiency of the payment process significantly influences various aspects of the medical office, including patient satisfaction. Okay, so what is an explanation? An efficient payment posting system is valuable for tracking daily income payments, including insurance payments from explanation of benefits, EOBs. So we know that that's one, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Insurance checks from electronic remittance device, which is ERAs. I didn't see that as part of our okay. All right, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. Let's see. Here's an overview of the 10 steps. Let's see. There's claim submission, adjudication, receiving payments, posting payments, reconciliation. The payment reconciliation in medical billing is a crucial step and involves comparing and verifying payments received from the insurance companies, government programs, or patients with the billed charges for healthcare services, and comparing ERAs with the corresponding bank deposit ensures that every dollar collected is ultimately credited to your bank account. Okay, so let's go back and look. So we know that it's EOBs. Should it also be
Patient payment.
Patient
patient
payments.
payments? All right, we need one more.
AR, either AR balance.
Yeah,
E or
accounts,
either C.
Yeah.
accounts receivable balance.
Mm-hmm.
So would we think E2?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys, here we go. We got it right. Great. I'm excited. Like you couldn't tell with my going, yes. Anyway, fee schedules are maintained and updated annually because fees should reflect which of the following. So what is a medical fee schedule? Let's look it up. So it's a cost containment tool utilized in workers' compensation. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. A physician's fee schedule. That's what we're looking for. Remember, I told you, you got to be careful what you read. Okay. All right, I was hoping I would be able to show you. Okay, let me go back. Let's look for an image. Okay, here's a good one right here. Open a new tab. Well, you can't see it. All right, can y'all see it better that way?
Yes.
All right, so if you coded a 52000, a cystoscopy, it kind of gives you that you can get paid $128.96. No matter what the doctor chooses to bill, that's what he's going to get. Every insurance has a different fee schedule. Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to be different from United Healthcare is going to be different from Vantage. Everybody has an individual fee schedule. And so when the physician signs an agreement with an insurance that they're going to take the insurance from that group, they have to sign off on a fee schedule. Now let's look at this one. It looks like he wants to charge $1,772.15, but he's only going to get paid $1,396. All right, so let's go back to our question. Probably too much information. Fee schedules are maintained and updated annually because a fee should reflect which of the following: experience the provider have within their specialties,
No.
revenue necessary to maintain the financial stability of the practice.
Yes.
Did we say yes to A too?
No.
No. Okay. Any new, deleted, or revised CPT codes?
Yes.
Yes.
Changes to any insurance carrier policies regarding allowed amounts?
Yes.
Yes.
Types of services the provider delivers?
Yeah. I
Can
think
we
that was,
take the CPT codes off and do the types of service?
yeah.
We like that.
Mm-hmm.
Revenue necessary to maintain.
Okay, so what's the CPT code?
Any
CPT
new,
was-
deleted. I'm going to tell you, I thought that one was wrong. So it was our original one. Let's go back.
Mhm.
That just really gets me because I really thought. No, I didn't even read it. Okay, so this experience. Okay, so B,
B, C.
C and E.
and E changes.
No, it's D.
That's okay. So it was
Yeah, we put
B,
E
Yeah.
the
C,
first
and
time.
D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's right. Fee schedules are maintained and updated annually to reflect many different aspects that also change annually, such as coding updates, utilities, and costs of operating, the practice, and any cost updates that the insurance carriers may inflict. There you go. I would have totally got that wrong on my test. Office fees are set up by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the physician, the guarantor, or the third-party payers.
Physician.
What do y'all think?
I think D.
You're right. Which of the following documents includes details of fees for service rendered in a clinical setting? Charge master, sliding scale, financial responsibility form, or the encounter form?
Is it C?
It's C.
See.
Mhm.
It's the encounter form. An encounter form is used and generated by the practice. An encounter form is used for each patient visit and includes details of the services rendered and the fees associated with those services. This is what you will be doing your billing from, that encounter form. It has to have the price on there. So, which of the following are factors in negotiating fee structures? Oh, gosh. Oh, how difficult is it for the provider to do the procedure? Involves the amount of overhead expense for the procedure, the relative risk that the procedure presents to the patient and provider, the year's conversion factor, or fee-based payment method.
I say
E.
B is one of them.
B, and I heard E.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
C look pretty
C.
promising. But yeah, C. Mm-hmm.
Or D. And D.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so it's how difficult it is for the provider to do the procedure,
Okay.
involves the amount of overhead expenses for the procedure,
B.
and the relative risk the procedure presents to the patient. Let's go back. Take a look at it.
It's gonna be A, B, C.
Okay. Which of these three factors
A.
in negotiating fee structures? So, A, how difficult it is for the provider to do the procedure.
A.
So, why would that be a part of negotiating?
Because like the more risky the procedure, the more pricier it is, right?
Right. So you have to stop and think about this in a broader way. Okay, so if a patient goes in for oh goodness, just for a regular office visit versus a patient going in the hospital for a surgery, there has to be negotiation in those fees, because you can't charge the little bit you're going to charge for the office visit for the surgery, and you can't charge as much for the surgery as you can the office visit. So you have to negotiate how difficult it's going to be for the provider and what is the amount attached to that difficulty. Involves the amount of overhead expenses for the procedure. Well, again, you have to stop and think about it. If you're just going in to have a regular visit, then you're going in to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G testing. You have to negotiate that because, you know, there's prices associated with everything. And the relative risk that the procedure presents to the patient and the provider. An appendectomy or tonsillectomy is much simpler than open heart surgery, right? The risks are from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yeah.
So that is also involved in that pricing. So now that we talked about it, do you guys understand that a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay. I would rather us guess and get it wrong and then go back and find out why what's right is right. To me, I learned that way. I hope that you guys are good with that. Charge information can be taken from an encounter form and entered into the patient's registration, case, history, and ledger. So would you put charge in information into her registration when she comes to the office and she gives you all of her information? Okay. So case.
Oh, in a case. Okay.
No, I just don't know how I would explain that. So their history, what is their history? So
the history is like
charge information. So I'm looking at this one thing, this word.
What is a ledger?
Charge. So ledger, because charges and ledger go hand in hand when I think about it. What do you guys think?
Okay. It makes sense.
Sean says, okay. Is
It does.
Lexi, are you chatting with me again and I'm not getting it?
She is.
Yes, she Lexi and her chatting. Okay, so let's try. Charge information can be taken from an encounter form and entered into the patient's ledger. The indication that I knew exactly what the answer was simply because ledger and charges go hand in hand. And so that was what made me really, really know the answer. Which of the following is documented on a patient's ledger card once payment is received? CPT codes, ICD-10 codes, any credits, balance, due date. So on a patient's ledger form, do we need a CPT code?
No,
Do we need an ICD-10 code?
no.
Possibly credits and the balance due. Well, it's talking about once payment is received.
So it'd probably be C.
That's where I'm leaning to. It is C. Do you guys understand why it was C? Charge information can be taken from an encounter. Wait a minute.
It was D. Huh?
So this is the
Oh,
one.
this one.
Which of the following is documented on a patient's ledger card? That's where all their money stuff's going to be. So we know we don't need any codes. So any credits are balance due date.
It's just saying the due date, not the actual balance due. It's just
Right.
saying the date. That's
So
what made me pick C.
any credits. All right, guys. Well, we only have 7 more to go, but I would rather take our time next week and finish out those 7. And we'll be discussing when or where we're going to go after this one. Hi, Tajanic. It's great to see you. Guys, she's new. She started yesterday.
Hi.
Oh no. Good morning.
Did you find that email that I was telling you about?
I did. I watched it this morning.
Okay, great. Just let me know if you have any questions.
Yes, ma'am.
These are all senior ladies. Dawn does have a face, but sometimes her background is dark. Lexi doesn't like to talk to me, but I make her. Sapphire and Stacy and Sean, everybody's great. Tajanic, we're so glad that you decided just to join us this morning and see what some of this was all about, even though you know you didn't have to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, our next live will be Thursday at 4, and Miss Danielle is hosting. It's my lazy week. So Miss Danielle will be hosting. This is the same. Well, no, I will send out the link for Miss Danielle's class. So it's the same link we've used in the past. So if you have it, then you know it'll be that one. But I will email out the new link on either Wednesday or Thursday. Or I'll email out the link. It's not new. So anyway, well, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on Thursday.
You too.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Marcia,
have
one
a great
thing
day.
for you. Those recordings, Miss Marcia, be throwing me off. Those are previously recorded videos, right? That's been on the bell ringers, because the dates, and I was like, huh?
I told you not to pay attention to the dates. Listen, that was, if that were
Yeah.
before, I wouldn't have put anything specific, but I was being specific. But those videos are so good. That's why I said don't pay attention to the date. Don't pay attention to what day. Don't pay attention to whether it's Thursday, Friday. Just pay attention to the information. I know that it throws off a little bit, but those videos are so good. So that's why they're like that.
They are.
Okay.
Yes, they are too. I agree.
Okay. But I'm just thinking.
All right, y'all.
you.
Well, next module, I'll make sure not to use anything pre-recorded. Give me a break.
No, it's okay.